and you thought the Academy Awards was a long show, our show is still talking about it and the music's already playing. But don't worry, we've got that and much more on today's episode of That Song from That Movie. www.
I mean, it could be anything, confused.com.
It's the one on this list is zipit.com. I don't know. Thank you for joining That Song from That Movie, the journey through the very best and worst of movie songs. I am your best makeup and hairstyling host, Dietrich, and today we're joined by the best animated short, Alex.
Yeah.
What is the best animated short?
There's some really good Pixar ones.
Yeah, Bao. Bao's very good.
Bao is a very good one, yeah.
That one with the umbrellas is pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called, like Rain, maybe?
I think it's called Blue Umbrella.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It's called something like that.
And we're also joined by Best Picture, Ben.
Oh, wow. Alex got the worst category and I got the best. Although am I Crash? Am I Crash or Shakespeare in Love?
Yeah, he didn't say which Best Picture.
I was talking about the category in general. I was being nice to Ben this week.
Yeah, I know. This way, I see. I don't trust you, dude. That's how. That's a really serious problem we have.
I felt bad about it last week when you mentioned it. Well, 2 weeks ago now, when you mentioned it. Because really, the only reason why yours gets the slightly meaner one is because the rule of 3 says that should be the funnier one.
Well, I am usually the funny one.
So if I start to introduce you first, Alex will get it. That's why they weren't so funny today.
They were great, D. Move on.
Okay, so once again, much like last week, I'm handing the reins of the podcast over to Ben. So the reins have been handed. You can't see that, but I'm doing it through the medium of audio.
Yep. Even though I live about 200 miles away. Is it about 200 miles away? I ain't got a clue. Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't already listened to episode 1, please go and do that now, because we have already covered 2 of the 5 nominees for the Best Original Song at this year's Oscars. So moving on to the third and definitely most important, not saying it's the best, but most important song, Losi. So, Losi is a song written by the legendary Diane Warren.
Diane Warren.
Thank you. Alongside Laura Pausini, Niccolo Eliade, and performed by Pausini for the film The Life Ahead, which is on Netflix, so you have no excuse for not watching it. Let's see how that goes. So the film tells the story of an elderly former prostitute who takes in Momo, a young Senegalese boy, and attempts to guide him away from poor life choices while he also cares for her in her wavering years. I have seen this film, so I will talk to myself probably because the chances are Dietrich and Alex have not watched this.
I have not seen this. I watched Eurovision, didn't I?
Getting ever closer, D. Ever closer. Now, before we go into some facts about this film, you guys have listened to it. Now, this song is... The version that's nominated is the Italian original version. There are multiple language versions. There's a Spanish version. There's a Portuguese version. We have listened to the English version, I think. At least Alex has. D, I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Great. What do you think of any of those versions? Give me something.
Give you something. Yeah, I mean, I've listened to all 3 versions. I think my favourite version is the hybrid. The cross-Italian, cross-English version. I don't know why. I think I added something different to it. I feel like both of the other versions were kind of just like... They just went on. Whereas the middle version, like, there was a change. I enjoyed the change up. It kept me interested. Because, like, it's not that it's not a nice song, but there isn't loads going on with it.
No.
Sorry, Diane. I do think that the many covered songs we've covered previously were better candidates. I don't think this has got much of a chance of winning. Famous last words, but
it actually might be, Alex, because this won the Golden Globe.
Did it?
Yeah. D?
I've only listened to 2 versions, an all-Italian version and the all-English version. No hybrids here.
The Portuguese version.
No, not that, no. I thought the Italian version was... Honestly, I thought it was like haunting almost, and it gave me goosebumps. I was shocked, and Alex just said then that it was like, okay. Like, I thought it was like just like an all-round beautiful song. And, I mean, obviously, I don't speak Italian. I had no idea what she was talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben, this is a shock you. I do not speak Italian. I didn't need to know it because everything came through in the emotion of like how it was being sang. It was all there, and it struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
Not so much with the English version, though. I think it sort of almost took a bit of mystery away from it, and it felt like a bit of a downgrade. The English version, I would go as far as to say, sounded like the song that would be written for the end of a Hannah Montana reunion movie.
That's so specific.
Yeah, it's...
Like, it's emotional. It has sort of like a general theme that anyone can relate to. So, great for Disney. But it doesn't quite get there the same way that the Italian version does. Maybe Italian Hannah Montana might have a better song. I don't know. What would an Italian Hannah Montana be? Like...
Montini?
Yeah. Milanese.
Well, no, you can't have Heaney Montini, doesn't really work, so, yeah.
Heaney Montini.
It's just terrible. Ugh.
But yeah, I really like the Italian version, but the English version is a bit of a downgrade.
I agree with you, wiping the tears from my eyes. Yeah, I agree with you. It took a bit of the mystery away from it for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, obviously I can't speak a word of Italian. It works well with the film as well. The film I really enjoyed. It's incredibly sad. After watching the film, it encouraged Laura Pausini to get involved in it. I think she liked the sort of message about this like cultural diversity and really sort of how that doesn't matter. Also social diversity, which is a big thing in the film, involves a lot of sort of kind of close-knit communities that maybe might not have had the best of lives or the best career choices or best life choices, yet still doesn't make them a bad person, which I think is really good. I do agree with Alex. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a Diane Warren classic, but she needs at least a career Oscar. I think this is the 4th year in a row she's been nominated.
And she's been nominated like 20 times.
Well, I don't know how many. I think it's
12.
Yeah, I think it's 12. I think it's the 12th nomination.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
And
which is a scandal. An absolute scandal. She deserves to win just for being nominated that many times, really.
Yeah. She does. Well, I mean, that's happened with other people in certain other categories. You know, you just eventually, your time comes up. Yeah, Leo, yeah. But, as we just said before, this song won the Best Original Song at the Golden Globes. Now, we know it doesn't necessarily translate, but according to the bookies, this is the favourite alongside a song that we've not yet mentioned. So, maybe this could be it. It's won a lot of other awards, like it won the Hollywood Music Awards, it won the Satellite Award. So, is this going to be Diane's year? Diane, let us know.
Fingers crossed.
Even though I don't love the song, I really wanted to win for Diane.
So do I. And right now, we will include a bit from Future Ben, because this episode is going out after the Oscars, who will tell us if we were right. Hi guys, Future Ben here. Unfortunately, Diane Warren's wait for an Oscar continues evermore. This year, the award for Best Original Song was won by her for the song Fight For You. Probably quite a surprising winner, but given her response afterwards, and you can hear her in interviews talking about how this is a seminal and timely award, it's probably the right thing, and a good message to send out to people at the moment. Plus, D, you'd like to know, she's halfway to an EGOT. Thanks, Future Ben.
Oh wow, what a result.
I can't believe
I was not expecting
Moonlight
that.
won again.
It's Moonlight, okay? Moonlight.
Why was the card still left on the table all this time?
I mean, I'm still impressed by the control of that cameraman to keep it steady. That's an incredible piece of like that should have won an Oscar for like best cinematography or something. I don't actually know what award it would be under. Also, best production design. There you go.
Ryan Gosling should have won for best performance just for his reaction.
I just love the. Is it? I presume it's one of the producers for La La Land, the one who like says Moonlight. It's Moonlight.
Yeah, it gets really.
But it's just like
get up here.
It's kind of like I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm also mentally pissed off about the situation.
You've won. Get up here. You're my good friends.
My good friends from Moonlight. They've won. But also seething. Absolutely seething.
So this is the first song sung in Italian to be nominated for this award.
Ooh.
That can't be true. Obviously, the Icelandic one was pretty obvious, but it feels like they should have been Italian songs previously.
Maybe there was, but I'm pretty sure, according to facts I found from the internet, so if the internet's wrong, then where do we even stand anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any examples to give, but it just feels like there should have been one.
So just throwing a few facts at you before we move on. Warren initially wrote the lyrics in English, so the English version is Warren's lyrics. And then Puccini and Niccolo Aliardi got involved to write the Italian version. And apparently they did it, she performed it in her own home studio, because apparently Laura Pausini is a massive deal in Italy. Obviously, we've never really heard her. I think she's had one English album, which didn't do very well, but she's been around since like the early 90s. She sold millions and millions of records in Italy and various other places in Europe. She's had multiple number ones around Europe. She's clearly a big deal on home soil. And yeah, she just performed this in her home studio, so someone's doing well.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I could do one of those for this podcast.
So yeah, maybe this is a career thing. She's still trying to break that English market, although it's an Italian song, so what do I know?
Does she sing the English version?
Yes, she does. She sings all versions. She's had songs in Spanish and like number ones in Spanish, and I think she's had maybe a Spanish album. So yeah, she's clearly, a very talented performer. She's just never broken into English audiences. So at least this might give her a bit of recognition for what clearly, is, I think, a very good song.
And the film, Ben, is not nominated for Best Picture, is it?
It's not, no.
No, but it's worth checking out.
It might be in the Best Foreign Film category,
okay.
But yeah, I've not checked. I would definitely watch it though, and that goes to you listeners too, not just these two.
It is not.
It's not nominated. Well then, what do I know? Maybe the film was just made for Diane Warren.
It's a Diane Warren
the film doesn't
vehicle.
exist.
Yeah, the film doesn't. Well, it's a short film. Okay, so the fourth song we will cover is Speak Now, which is a song for the film One Night in Miami, written by Sam Ashworth and Leslie Odom Jr., legend, and performed by Odom Jr. himself. The film is a fictional retelling of a real-life meetup between Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke in February 1964, of which Leslie Odom Jr. plays Sam Cooke himself in the film. The song again features in the title cards. I think, other than Husavik, I think every song nominated is over the title cards. It's not in the film. Does that make Husavik better? No, it does not. No, it does not. Okay, so I've seen this film. It's on Amazon Prime in the UK. Go and watch it. It's a very good film. Alex, what do you think of this song, given that it is by your idol?
I've just put so good. What a voice. What a tone. The man is a vocal deity.
Vocal deity. Wow.
I only had to hear the first bar, and I was like, "This is the winner. This song will win the award."
Do you think?
I don't care what the odds are; it's going to win.
Okay. Future Ben, put in a piece here to make Alex feel a fool. Did we really need a piece from future me to know that Alex is a fool? Of course not. Damn.
I mean, I've got to agree with Future Ben here.
It's just cheek.
Seriously though, what are you talking about, Alex? This is awful. It's elevator music. It's like an album track.
Oh.
There is no reason for this song to be nominated at all. It's rubbish.
Oh, D. You're so far off the mark with this one. We were such on a level with Husavik. I thought, me and Dia reconciled after that Faith Hill debacle.
Oh, Future Ben's going to make you feel a fool, D.
He probably will, because I looked at the odds myself.
Yeah, the odds, because this is...
Is this the favourite?
This is the favourite. This is the current favourite, yeah.
Of course it is.
This and Low C, because obviously it won.
I had to, put my phone down when I saw that. I couldn't believe it. I know we haven't talked about all of them yet, but this is by far the worst of these five.
Oh, no.
See, my sound went so high on the recording, it didn't even pick it up.
Was it the note from Eurovision?
Yeah.
Spiog note. I'm surprised. I am shocked to hear you say that, D. Because I was just vibing. I was literally vibing to this song when it came on. When I was
How can you vibe to it? There's nothing there. You vibe to elevator music. What is wrong with you?
I mean, I do. The girl from Ipanema goes walking.
Oh, I don't know what you're listening to, Dick. I don't know what
It
you're
does
hearing.
sound like this song.
Vocal. I don't use the words vocal deity lightly.
There's no hook. There's no actual musical progression of the song. It is literally just, it starts and it's just a boring reclip of a song over and over again for, I don't know how long it was, 3 minutes. The vocals are just a guy singing. There's nothing behind it.
Don't.
Insult the song all you want, but don't you dare insult my man.
Don't you dare say anything like that about Leslie Odom.
I mean, I can't say I've heard his other stuff. I know he's in Hamilton, but this does not make me want to watch Hamilton.
Yeah, he is Aaron Burr, open brackets, sir, close brackets.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like him, you see a lot of him in Hamilton. It's quite a pivotal character.
Is this better than Hamilton?
No.
No, I want to say.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you're speaking about a Tony Award winner here, D. I realise what I said there, and that's not going to change you.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, regardless of how wrong it is.
Yes.
Now, I like this song. Maybe I don't love it, but I do like it. I think it is quite soft. I see what you mean by elevator music, but I actually quite like it. The only thing, when I listen to it in isolation, like just on YouTube, I really like it, and I can kind of get into it. Now, where it comes in the film, it comes in the credits. It's a slight spoiler for the film, but Leslie Odom Jr. plays Sam Cooke. Now, throughout the film, there's kind of this confrontation between Sam Cooke and Malcolm X. Malcolm X saying that Sam Cooke sings white people music, and that he sings music to just kind of get by, do well, not like actually music that is really powerful for his community. And there's a big thing about Bob Dylan's song "Blowing in the Wind" captures the spirit of the black community more than any song by Sam Cooke. And there's kind of this almost this feeling of, I need to do a song for my people, a song for the black community. And at the end, he performs "Change Is Gonna Come," which I think is supposed to be that. And I don't know if you know Sam Cooke very well, but you'll probably know that song. Maybe not from the name of it, but if you went on YouTube and played it, you'll recognize it. And that's such a powerful, amazing song, and it just kind of really blows you out. And Leslie Odom performs it at the end of the film, and it's incredible. And then it goes into "Speak Now," and it does feel a bit flat because it goes from this.
Because it is.
Well, yeah, by comparison, and that's why it didn't capture it. Listening to it again alone, I really like it. But yeah, I don't like where it fits in the film.
Which is an important thing. I mean, because me and T haven't seen it, and I think that is an important thing to note about the fact that this is about a song in a film, isn't it? And if it's not utilised in a way that complements the film, then I think it should definitely receive negative marks. But I can't comment on that, and I won't comment on that, Ben.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing of what is the point of a title track? Is it? If it's not used in the film, is it just to is it for marketing purposes? Is it for advertisement? Is it to kind of, capture the spirit of a film in 3 minutes as you're walking out? If you think of it being in a cinema, what is the point of it?
Good question.
It's a great question.
That no one has an answer for.
Well, I think, like you said, only one of these films actually features a song really within the film. And I know you will have it, Ben, that will should not win the award. But I think that obviously Husavik is a very pivotal part of that film and is actually probably the standout moment of that film.
Definitely.
And I think what I was saying when we were talking about the Her song from Judas and the Black Messiah was that I didn't feel like it felt like an Oscar song. And I guess part of what I meant by that was that films have these songs that are in some way linked to the film to try and promote it or to give it extra exposure. And often actually those seem to be the ones that do well. And I do think that this one did feel a bit like that. I don't think it felt as much like that as the last song, which we'll discuss, which I think is kind of the most Oscar-y of the Oscar songs that are nominated this year. Mm-hmm. But what I quite liked about this one, on a more serious note, was that it was a bit more stripped back and subdued. It wasn't going for just that sort of powerful, we're really trying to emote the sense of the film. It kind of, I don't know, I just kind of liked the vibe of it, and I like Leslie Odom Jr., so I think that kind of probably skews my opinion of it.
I also think that will help him well in the actual awards season.
Well, and this is the other thing, isn't it, as well? Like, if you look back at a lot of the winners, they usually are names. Like, I'm thinking of, like, Lady Gaga, obviously, with Shallow, and John Legend, I think, is an example, which is kind of similar to the song from Selma. It's kind of similar to a few of the songs nominated this year. I think maybe the last one, the Celeste song. Again, it's quite similar terms.
Yes.
Yeah, Glory, wasn't it?
Yeah, Glory, that was it. So yeah, I think it's a very good point, Ben. It's like, what is the point of an original song in terms of like what is the use of it? And I think it does differ from film to film.
When I sort of read about the creation of these songs, and when I was reading about this song, Leslie Odom Jr. was asked to write 4 songs for the film, and the director said they would pick their favourite. Now, I feel like if you're writing 4, and Leslie Odom Jr. also said this, like, why am I writing 4? And he's already said he's going to put the other 2 away. Apparently, one of these was sort of like a pumping sort of like party anthem, which would have not worked in the film, but maybe would have worked for you.
Well, I wasn't looking for like a dance track.
Well, it
but
clearly
something
is.
that had a
Clearly
bit
is.
of anything to it.
Yeah.
Do you think the category is missing a bit of an up-tempo number, though?
Yeah, it's missing a bit of it's missing a bit of Special D.
Special D. Bit of Scooter.
That's what a bit of an imagine an MC at on the stage at the Oscars. Good morning.
Where my Oscars people at?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he said when he was writing it, he kept in mind like the message of the film. He was looking at he was watching speeches by Malcolm X and he wanted a song that addressed civil rights issues for the modern generation. It's about speak now. It's about don't shy away and hide. Come together, have a voice, feel empowered to share it.
I would say that Fight For You does that better, though.
Yeah, I would also say that. But I think, in a way, 4 of these songs, again, not Husavik, has that element of it, and I think that's incredibly topical. I think it's incredibly important, especially with everything going on at the moment, whether that's commentary on just society in general, on race, on social class, on an amalgam of various different and difficult topics. And I think that's quite good to have more than just a song. I think sometimes when it's just over a title card, I'm like, what are you trying to do? Because it's like you want this big number that really matters and means, but then you're just throwing it into the end of a song that no one's really going to listen to, especially in a Netflix age where the credits kind of shrink down into the corner and you're already told to turn on an episode of Ozark.
It is always Ozark.
It's always Ozark. But hey, that's my 2 penneth. So the 5th and final song nominated is Hear My Voice. So this is performed by Celeste, with music by Daniel Pemberton and lyrics by the 2 of them together. So again, this song features over the title cards of the movie The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is on Netflix, so you've got no excuse for not watching it. This is a film about 7 men charged by the federal government with conspiracy following an anti-Vietnam protest in the city of Chicago. It's a pretty good film. Don't think it should win anything at the Oscars. It's a bit long. What are your thoughts on the song, guys?
I don't have anything per se against the song, but it did just wash. Maybe in the similar way to how the last one did with D, it kind of just washed over me. This one, I felt like I got nothing from it, and it felt very like pointedly like this is a song written for an Oscar, for a film that's written for an Oscar. I sort of nothing there. Maybe it's because I listened to this one last. I don't know, but
interestingly, I listened to Speak Now last.
Oh, maybe this is the crux of the issue. But I felt like by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, I felt something with the other 4. I felt nothing with this one. I think that's the simplest way I could put it.
I completely agree with you, Alex.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like Celeste. This is where I go, I'm 30 years old and I know who she is, sort of thing. I saw her on the Brit Awards a few years ago and thought, she's got a nice voice. Sort of Amy Winehouse-ish kind of crackles in the voice sort of thing. It is like an Oscar bait song, if Oscar bait extends to this category as well. There was like an element of it that was a little bit annoying because she can do more with her voice, and they just gave her something which she couldn't really do anything with, which is weird because she was one of the writers. You'd think she would give herself more to do, But I think it still gets the message that it's trying to get across, and it sort of still fits what I understand the movie to be from watching the trailer and hearing Eddie Redmayne's awful American accent.
I didn't think it was that bad. He does a worse accident. He does a worse accent in Jupiter Ascending.
If that's an accent.
But at least that film's over the top and stupid and crap, so it fits the
I
film.
thought you were going to say it was good then, and I was about to.
Oh God, no, it's awful.
Yes, it is. Bring me. He speaks like this. It's like he's got like some sort of like throat cancer.
Figures on until here.
Yeah, it sounds like Aunt May in the first Spider-Man movie when she's like, "Deliver us." I think the problem with this song is we've already run out of things to say because there isn't much to it.
Yeah.
It's not bland in the sort of sense that there's nothing there to talk about. It's bland in the sense that we've talked about everything that it gives.
Yeah, I think it's also in the sense of a comparison. If you're just listening to that song, you think, "Oh yeah, that's nice." But when we're looking at it in a sense of a competition and we're comparing it to 4 other songs that I agree are better, then you start to realise, yeah, maybe it's not that much. Maybe there's not all that. There's something missing, or it's not got that like special or anything like maybe the other songs have. I think that it's not a bad song. It's just bad when compared to others.
Yeah, it's just a bit bland.
But Elton John's apparently a big fan of this song. Do you like that fact?
I mean, it's a fact.
Because I've got loads less.
Well, I assume it's a fact.
It is, yeah, it is. He is actually, yeah, he's a big fan of this song. But he was also a big fan of the film. I don't know why Elton John was asked about this song or film. No idea. But apparently he thinks this song is brilliant. But yeah, Celeste is quite a big deal over here. I mean, she tops the BBC Sound poll in 2019. She won the Brits Rising Star Award. That comparison to Amy Winehouse is very common.
It's very easy as well.
It is very easy.
I feel almost embarrassed saying it.
Yeah.
Like an old man trying to sound cool.
At the same time, though, I like when I listen to someone and think, oh, that sounds like, that person. And then I read, like, professional critics say it, and I'm like, haha, I was right. Patting myself on the back. Yeah, she's been nominated for Album of the Year, Best Female Solo Artist, Best New Artist. I think she gets a lot of plaudits for her, just how, like, her style. Like, she's very sort of 60s chic. She really stands out in her look. And apparently is a lovely person. But yeah, Daniel Pemberton, who did the soundtrack for The Trial of the Chicago 7, he contacted her via text, I think it was over WhatsApp, and said, like, oh, are you interested in doing this, a song for this film? She said yes. And he told her what the name of the song had to be, which I find quite weird. I don't know if that's common, but he said the song had to be called Hear My Voice.
Is it a line in the film?
That's all I can think.
Well, it's not. There's a lot of words in that film. It's an Aaron Sorkin screenplay, and if you know anything about Aaron Sorkin, the man loves words.
All those words will be in there somewhere, along with the rest of the dictionary.
Yeah, well, yeah, all the letters, yeah. Compared to like the likes of Laura Pausini, who had her own home studio and recorded various different languages of this song. Apparently, Celeste, her original versions of this song were just done singing through the voice recording software on WhatsApp. So if that's the final version we've got in the film, who knows what she sounds like with actual recording equipment.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you can certainly say about the song is, like, she does have an amazing voice, and I think, like you said, too, that's almost the disappointing thing about it, that it goes nowhere with it. It sort of doesn't, it's just very flat.
It's very soft.
It's a song.
It's a song.
But again, the themes, same themes as a lot of other songs. It is a protest-heavy song, which, yeah, is what seems to be the theme of the year. Again, if Husavik wins, there'll be a few articles written on, like, Variety magazine. So, we've got all 5 out in the open. All 5 songs, all 5 nominees. Probably know where we've been hinting at, but guys, what do you think is going to win and what should win? Alex?
This is difficult for me. It's a trial of 3 songs, really. It
wasn't even low hanging fruit. You're just pulling branches.
Yeah, trial of 3 songs. It wasn't an intentional joke about the 5.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. It just.
I'm glad, Alex, because if that was written down.
So obviously, I want Diane Warren to win. It wasn't one of my favourite songs. I'd probably put it in the middle somewhere, but I just feel like she deserves a win. I think the Leslie Odom Jr. song will win. I think when I heard them all, I thought that's the one that's going to win, regardless of what D has said about it. I think I did over exaggerate how much I liked it. I think it was better than the Celeste one. I think probably it wasn't as good a song as the Her one, but I think it's more in line with what would normally win an Oscar. So I think for that reason, it probably will win. But I think the actual best song is Husavik, and I can't get away from it because it's the one that gets me when I listen to it. I mean, it's probably because I've listened to it like 100 times since I watched the film, but yeah, for me that's the best. That is the best song. So I'm giving you 3 answers there.
Yeah, again for me, Husavik is the best song in terms of just an actual song, but I do take Ben's point of it maybe not being quite the right time for this song to win.
When is it the right time for it to win?
I assume, because I will never bet against the bookies, that Speak Now is going to win that Oscar, crazily. But yeah, Husavik for the win.
We might as well just go into that song from that Eurovision, because, you know. Oh dear. I think Fight For You is the best song. I don't think it's going to win. It would be a weird Oscar-winning song. Although, like I said at the start of our last episode, it's there have been weirder songs to win, such as It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. So it wouldn't be completely unknown. I think Low C will win based on the Golden Globe and how it's winning across various sort of award shows in Hollywood, which again, it would be a career Oscar, but I will be incredible. That's probably going to be the first thing that I sort of really look at if I fall asleep during the Oscars, which I always do.
So that brings an end to another episode of That Song From That Movie. Why not tell us on Twitter which one your favourite song was? Ben, what is that Twitter handle?
At TSFTMPod.
You can help out the podcast by sharing this on a random subreddit. Alex, what random subreddit should I pick this week?
The Welcome to Iceland subreddit.
Good pick. Other ways you can help out the podcast is on Patreon, buying merch, and by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts. All the links are on our social media, so you can check that out. All that's left now is to do some goodbyes, so it's goodbye from myself, goodbye, and goodbye from Alex.
I mean, a song that features the word seagulls has got to win, hasn't it?
And goodbye from Ben.
Comedians at the Oscars are the saddest people of all.
So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Yeah. Yeah, Ben, your audio just kept cutting out. It's similar to what happened to Alex last week on the Toy Story episode where we had to cut his really good point.
I was listening to the episode thinking, I wonder where my really eloquent point is coming. And I was like,
yeah, honestly, Alex, I think that was the best point you've ever made in the entire of this podcast, and I'm not even lying.
Yeah, same.
And no one will ever hear it.
No, okay. It was just for me and Ben.
It was just for you guys.